go here. I'm just going to bring the music all the way down. I'm not taking any I'm I'm not taking any chances this time with background music. I'm done with it. It's there for the waiting room and nowhere else. Hi everybody. My name's Taylor. I'm one half of TGS Games. We make TTRPG content on this channel. Our normal stream is on Wednesdays where we talk about game mechanics and building our new flagship game called Vault Peddlers. On Tuesdays, we do kind of specialty niche streams. I do tabletop RPG music. Corey does making tabletop like art concepts. All of it's very cool. You should check out all of it because it is really, truly fun to watch as he sort of builds out our world. Els Dragoon, hey, it's been forever, I feel like. It probably hasn't, but it feels like it has. I hope you're doing well, friend. Yeah, so today we're going to make a little bit of music. And if you caught our stream last week, what we did was we made a character for our new friends. Mick Nancy, good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. So we made a character sheet for one of our new friends, and we got one of my favorite character names of all time, which is going to be what this song is all about. Today we're going to be making a character theme song for Derringer Sword Cane. This has been on my mind literally for the entire last week. The words Derringer Sword Cane have not left me for a moment. And so now we're going to try and we're going to put it to music. I'm interested to see where this one goes. I'm going to try and avoid what have you wrought? What have you wrought indeed? I'm going to try and not make the same mistake I did a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to try and keep this simple. We're intent on capturing a vibe. Sword cane, like the kind you would get at a mall, Els Dragoon. Literally a walking cane that is a sword. Although I actually have some thoughts on the origin of that name and how it relates to this world. Stuff for a future playtest. Not important right now. Let's go ahead and let's get started here. So I'm not going to do the same thing that I've done or that I tried to do with stuff like the Cursed Crown. We are going to stick to our roots, baby. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to make a nice, you know what? I'll do it twice as big. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 measures that we get to work with. Oh my God, Borderline Tree! Thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. Sword Cake is actually a great name as well. Stop giving me ideas. Let me make Sword Cane's theme first, and then we can do Sword Cake next time around. But yeah, Borderline Tree, thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping in. And yeah, if you guys have stuff that you want to hear, or if there's maybe sounds that you think you want to have included in here, let me know, and we'll see what we can work out. Now, hopefully you can all hear that. If you can't, let me know, and I will get some stuff worked out on my end. Okay, so let's talk about Derringer Sword Cane, or maybe now Cake. As the masses weigh in on this, Borderline Tree apparently is voting for Sword Cake. All right, cool. I'm down. Sword Cake. I do like Derringer Sword Cane. It's got a very Victorian feel to it, but you know what? That's cool. Sword Cake is fine. What are the deets on Sword Cane? What do you want to know is the question. In a way, that's kind of what we need to figure out, right? What I do on this particular, we can have a secret nickname. Everybody calls him Sword Cake behind his back, but nobody will say it to his face because he's very wealthy and powerful, and he will ruin you if he hears you call him sword cake. I think that's how it works, right? Um, but okay, so what I was saying was on this. Oh no, hang on. We're chatting right now. Just misheard. Didn't mean to change it. What that? Show me what that sword cane do. So, in addition to actually making music, one of the things that I want to do for GMs is I want to show you how relatively simple it can be to make tabletop RPG music for yourself. It adds a whole nother layer of the game to the games that you have for your players. All of the stuff that you're seeing here can be purchased totally free. The only thing that I have here is I have the paid version of Reaper. It's like $60. It's not that much at all. Everything else, though, all of the virtual instruments that you're seeing, you can download for free. Um, and one of the things that I want to encourage people to do is to learn how to do this for yourself, right? Because obviously, we provide you with a lot of tabletop music, but as any GM will tell you, working with other people's resources is it's a constant state of compromise, right? This thing does like 80% of what I want it to do, but I can make it work through, X, Y, and Z. I want to show you how easy it is to actually make something for yourself. Um, on that note, we're doing a character. We are doing a character theme tonight. It's the first time we've done a character theme in any of our stuff. All of our other things have been kind of environment based, but this would be a theme ideally that would play when you meet Derringer Swordcane. So this is the challenge, right? As far as what deets do we have on Swordcane? Well, we kind of have to establish some of that stuff pretty early on. What I am going to say is that as per Drew's character building, we know that he's wealthy. We know that he's the head of a very wealthy company. We know that by that extent, he's very powerful. The name to me implies maybe old money. It could possibly be new money. That might just be a Western brain thinking in Western terms, right? But Derringer Swordcane definitely seems like a Victorian lord from like the 1800s. So that is where my brain immediately goes. And so by that extent, right, what can we do with that in terms of music? Well, I'm thinking it would definitely need to be something that is... Let's actually take this cloud drum off for a minute. There we go. I think that it's got to be something in a minor key, right? Now, there's a couple of variations on minor, right? You can go natural minor here. You can go, harmonic minor. And then there's a flat minor that I don't actually know. One part concealed weapon, one part vanity. I like that a lot, actually. I don't know if you meant that as a joke or not, but like that's something that like you can boil down a personality kind of into one thing. I like the idea that this is a guy with a ton of bravado. He is somebody who really has a lot of he's got a lot of like gusto to him, right? And he would never hurt you publicly because that would ruin his image, right? He's a wealthy businessman. By that extent, probably really well respected. But in the shadows, he'll gut you, right? This is a cutthroat businessman. He didn't get to where he is through no ability of his own. So there's definitely a secret aspect to this. He's a backstabber. Yeah, McNancy, you've got it dead on. And so that's why I think actually I like the idea. I like the harmonic minor for this. I think that leads us with a lot of like tension building that wouldn't necessarily work otherwise. Ooh, a really, really old former warrior. Well, I mean, how do you start your business, right? I mean, we know in America that like old GIs got tons of like business loans to like start their own practices or doing whatever. Like, not to say that it's a 1-to-1 with EBA, but it is definitely something that it would make sense, right? That somebody who's been willing to serve. You either die a derringer or you live long enough to see yourself become the sword cane, right? Uh, um, but yeah, no, I think that this guy is very like he's got a lot of background to him. And I think maybe on a personal level, it kills him to operate in the shadows like that. I think he would much rather just face you front to front, but that's not what his current environment demands of him. Um, so I don't know. Maybe there's almost a hint of sadness to this. I feel like so much of my music ends up being sad because hi. But like I can see elements of that might creep into parts of this theme for sure. Um, okay, cool. So I do think it's gonna be a little bit quicker. Let's just hear what we've got really quick. So I'm gonna make sure that repeats. Because I'm kind of thinking like I don't know. I'm really riding this Victorian line, but I'm thinking of like the Robert Downey Jr. like Sherlock Holmes movies with like that very sharp plucked I think it's a harpsichord or a zither. Um but something with kind of a jumpy that's maybe a little too Irish. I want something that's a little bit more in the veil of like almost spooky. Okay, so let's start putting stuff down here. Oh, didn't start on the thing. Moriarty, yeah, borderline tree. I think that you've got it perfectly. That's kind of where I'm going with. All right, hang on one sec. 3, 4. Okay, so I think that's going to be our bass line for this. Got a ton of reverb on that. Let's actually just see if we can bring that down a little bit. There we are. Like that. Okay. So it's going to be something to this effect. What we're doing right now is we're just laying down the melody line. I'm not going to do the bass on this. I like that for the most part. I think that this last note has a really good opportunity to make a very vibey, like kind of creepy harmonic to it. So I'm going to change this just a little bit. Let's see if this works. McNancy, I think you're right. We've got it a little too... It needs to be more rough around the edges, right? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. No, don't like that. There we go. I think that... Okay, I like that little chromatic walk down at the end, but going to McNancy's point, I do think you're right. I think we need a little bit more tension in this. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to introduce a few more of these unpleasant harmonics. Oh, you know what? I'm missing rule number 1. There it is. Okay, cool. I like that a little bit more. Weigh in if you think it needs a little bit more, but so far I think that the use of half steps and that chromatic walk down are giving us more or less what we need. So I want to just pause here for a minute and talk a little bit about what we're trying to do with this. The central rule of any character theme is that you should be able to hum it, right? It needs to be something that is that's an earworm, right? That sticks with you, so that, let's say I am GMing something, right? And you're in a storyline that's all about Derringer Sword Cane. Let's say you go on this mission that's totally unrelated, right? And you find this mysterious letter from this unknown person. I can, like, let's say you do like an investigation check and you figure out that it's Derringer Sword Cane. As I'm relaying the results of this check to you, I can start playing this tune, right? And immediately you're going to start getting, oh my God, it's Derringer Sword Cane. The melody needs to be that recognizable, right? That you can just pick it out, that you just know who it is. And this can be done a couple of ways, right? Like, think about, for example, like the Inception theme. It's not even a melody, right? It's just a big wah, but it's instantly recognizable. and it's very simple. Um, Coffee cup drops. Yeah, exactly. Right. This is kind of what we're making. Um, I also want to point out that we can make variations on this theme, right? Using maybe a happier scale. So, like when you initially meet Sword Cane, it's like this. He's like this totally nice guy. Like, why does everybody hate this guy? And then you can drop this later on so that you have like this variation of like that mask, that veil being lifted. Um, but yeah, sorry. The big takeaway from what I was trying to get to here is any character theme needs to be hummable, right? The easiest way to determine whether it is simple enough is whether or not you can hum it. Think about like Star Wars theme, right? Think about the Indiana Jones theme. Think about Lord of the Rings. Think about Harry Potter. Not any of the transphobic stuff, but you know, think about the music there. All that stuff, right? The music adds such a huge layer to what you're trying to do. And that is because it is recognizable, right? You can take those tunes, you can take those melodies, and you can repeat them very, very easily. So that's what we're trying to do here. Now, I'm going to show you guys something very cool that we can do. Let's take what we've got here, and we are going to start applying it to different tracks. So for this bass line here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that to all of my instruments on this list, that play in kind of a lower register. We'll have to mess with the octaves a little bit to make sure that everybody is actually... Ooh, excuse me, my God. Is coffee supposed to make you burp like that? Probably not. Okay, and so these are just, I think, French horns. That's cool. We actually... So let's go ahead and put that on here. And now I'm going to take my guy here, and we're going to take that same file, and we're going to put it on all of our lighter, higher register instruments. And we're still going to need to mess around with this a fair bit. I want to be very clear. Like, we're not done after this. But this is going to give you kind of a basic idea of how it's going to sound. It may be good, or it may be bad. We're going to find out. Okay. Okay, so definitely some stuff we need to clean up here. I'm definitely getting that those half steps don't translate, I think, as well as I was hoping into the full orchestra version, which isn't bad. It just means it needs to be tweaked a little bit. Particularly that final chromatic walk down. It sounds great when it's just the soft piano and the cloud drum. But that sounded not pleasant to listen to in the full version. I'm also noticing we're not getting any of the register from the lower instruments. So let's actually bring these down here. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, these are still on C2, so that makes sense. They're probably... Okay, well, that's actually pretty interesting. They should be somewhere in here, so why is this not playing? Huh. So, what's the deal? Interesting. Okay, so I'm getting some signal from this, but not nearly enough. Okay, that's super interesting. I don't know why that's not working. Because I can see it. Huh. Auto off. No, we want it on. Okay. I don't actually have a good answer for this. So we're just going to need to leave it alone for a minute. Huh. Okay, and I don't have it frozen or anything like that. That is so strange. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, that is a problem we're going to have to solve further on down the road. For now, let's actually... What in the world? Sorry about that, folks. Sorry, McNancy. Our Nightbot can be a bit overzealous. Yeah, what is happening? Great question. So right now what we're doing is I am adjusting the octaves for all of these things. Like a stand-up bass only plays at a certain octaves. It's meant to play very, very low. Because I copied and pasted the MIDI file for all of these projects into other tracks, they don't automatically play because for a lot of them, they're in the wrong octave. Yeah, good point, Elstragoon. And this is kind of where I'm at right now as well. I think that what's going to happen, we'll probably make, I think, the reveal. It sounds like we're going to make the reveal, the true theme, as it were, of Derringer Sword Cane this evening, and then probably for a future background ballads, we'll probably make the song that is like when you first meet that character. Um, and this is an important note: you don't want to have those on the same file, right? Because especially if you're playing through like an online VTT, I'll use Roll20 as an example because I always do. Um, you don't have as many good playback options for selecting like a certain point in a track that make them really easy to use. So tonight, I think we're making that reveal track, right? Because this is who Sword Cane actually is. It is not the public face. We'll do that one on a future background ballads. So where are we at here? Okay. So, Little Torn. I really like this walk down. I don't think that I don't think it can be used over and over again the way that we're doing here. So what we need to do actually is we need to rewrite this a little bit. I'm going to just copy and paste a version of it out here so that we don't lose it. But let's go into this really quick here. So I want to just play this. Oh, yeah, hang on. What am I on? This is the cloud drum. Okay, cool. Cloud drum, we're just going to solo that. Yeah, when you are making tracks like this is the cloud drum, is it not? Okay, weird. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. I wonder if we mirrored it. And we did a walk up. Hmm. I like that. Okay, cool. So, unfortunately, what this means we need to do now is we are going to. Oh, wait. No, I didn't want that. Just delete the actual. Still need the flutes. But cut the items, please. Okay, it's Control X. Okay. All right. And so what this means now is that we still have the original with that chromatic walk down. I think that that's going to be a nice little bridge into a secondary part. But as far as what we've got here, this will serve, I think, a little bit better as our main theme. Oh, that'll be weird on an Erhu. Okay. Okay. That ending works, I think, a little bit better. I may need to. I'm torn between whether I think a lot of these half step variations that I've done throughout the theme, whether they sound good in the orchestral version or whether I might want to keep that just in the intro to the song, which I think I'm going to have being that sort of cloud drum and soft piano thing that I had going on before. This is also a really important part of songwriting is that what sounds good on one or two instruments may sound bad with different ones or with more of them, right? So a lot of it is just about developing kind of an ear for what sounds good where and sort of how to adjust it. And that unfortunately takes a little bit of time. But also we're going for something a little bit more complex than anything that you would need to do with something like this. So that being said, let's start looking now at maybe some other progressions. We're going to open this up to another 8 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, do you want to come write this song with me? Come on. Oh, yeah. Mwah. Mwah. I'd like you all to meet Derringer Sword Cane. A cacophony. Man, sometimes that's how it feels, Borderline Tree. It is... Ooh, it can be very difficult. But that is what we're going for. Yeah. By the way, I do just want to stress again, this week's task is this week's task is a lot more complex than some of the previous background ballads we did. If you want a good sample of like an easier version of doing this, I would really check out doing my last background ballads from a couple of weeks ago. I show you how to make songs in like literally 15 minutes. In the course of 30 minutes, I made 2 of them that were like varied between different scales to represent different moods. Like that was like the speed run version of what I'm doing now. A song like this may take actually multiple sessions. We're going at it because why the hell not? But okay, cool. So what we had before, I'm gonna need to get rid of that flute. Hang on one second. That is the right length, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Anyways, we're just going to bring that out here. So what we want to do now is we want to create a variation on the first theme. And if you want an idea of what that sounds like, think about like Star Wars, right? Dun 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 dun. That's your first theme. That's what we've got up here right now. But then the theme continues with a variation, right? Da na 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 na. It's something that takes the core elements of that first theme and then it transforms them in kind of different ways. So this is ideally for a character theme. This is what you want to have. Because it allows you to create this variation while still having the repetition that is needed for game music, which I've talked about at length. If you're going to make game music, your stuff needs to be repetitive. The whole point is that players don't have to think about it and don't need to concentrate on it. Okay, so I think that my first mistake, though, was playing with just that soft piano and the cloud drum. Let's think about how this is going to sound with different instruments now. And maybe that's going to give us a little bit more variation in the kind of sound that we're going for, right? I want to have. Okay, cool. The first theme is I don't even remember. Hang on one second. What is the first theme? Bum, da, da, da. Like that, okay. Where the fuck is that coming from? What the fuck? Okay. Sometimes the instrument has mind of its own and it has intentions of its own with the song. Okay, I like that. Um, One of the things that I do want to make sure we do with this, though, I don't want it to follow the simple 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. Kind of going back to that John Williams Star Wars thing. One of the really great things that he does with the variation on that theme is he actually changes the rhythm with which it's done, right? It goes you can tell it's a variation of the theme, but it's not it doesn't follow the same rhythm, right? He breaks that up and I do want to have something like that here. So I'm torn because that would make a very good base for like a verse. And I can't decide if I want to try and keep modding that out to be a bona fide variation, or whether I want to keep that as like an underlying thing that other instruments can play over. So stay tuned on that. Maybe, okay, yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, cool. I think that's it. Oh boy, here we go. Recording so many tracks at once. No. Nope. Okay. So let's hear how these kind of float into each other. Yeah, love that. Okay, cool. So we've got a variation. Hell yeah. So, guys, we have our theme, right? This is the primary work of doing like a character theme or an environment theme or like an item theme if it's super important to your campaign. It is finding these bars, right? Finding just like a motif that you can return to. Because here's the thing, if I really wanted to get like in depth with it, like if I really wanted to make, something that would have a lot of modularity, I could even just as simply make like a simple audio track using, hang on one second, like using just like the cloud drum that I was using before. Um, and whenever you find something that relates to him, I could just have a little track, like 10 seconds that just goes. And that's it, right? Now we have our theme. I'm not a keyboardist, but you get the idea, right? We have this very easily recognizable thing, and this is what makes a character theme great. You think about any theme song, right? Any theme, it has an instantly recognizable melody, and after that, it's just about finding what works best to fill in those gaps. So let's talk logistics here. Typically, I advise people to shoot for close to a 5-minute song. Not to say you can't do shorter, you absolutely can. But especially when you're making tabletop music, this is something that more often than not, you need to have kind of lengthy. If the song stops and repeats a bunch, like in a 2-minute song or something like that, that can sometimes break up and get a little bit more monotonous. What we have here is close to a 30-second loop, which logistically means that this would need to be repeated, 2 times per minute? So about 10 times in order for us to get to that point. Now, that's not to say we can't do that. We definitely could. But I do think we can take a lot of these things and we can make them into stuff that is going to... Sorry, I'm trying to talk while I do things, and I should know better than that. Okay, so the actually, we're not totally done with this theme yet. Let's just stretch this out really quick. I just want to see if this thing goes under this. So let's actually solo these two. Oh, it sounds like it does, actually. Okay. Not bad. Just to give it a little more variation, I am going to make a second... I am going to make a second thing here. And I think what I'm going to do for that... sound. Here we go. I think we're going to switch over to this kind of like very on point. This is actually the military he was fighting in, was the WWE. You weren't even a real soldier. I'm actually going to try... Attack on Titan. I can't say. It's a little bit of a beat. The last note is too evil. I don't disagree, but I think that's why I want it. I don't know. I mean, this is all about preference, right? I kind of like the idea that there is something really sinister about this dude. It's kind of what we were talking about at the beginning when we were building this kind of character profile, like this persona of this NPC. He's got some sad stuff to him, and I think that actually comes out really well, especially in the variation. Like the variation, that top part actually sounds kind of sad. Um, but I really like that it has this underlayer of like, he will cut you. So no, I'm leaning into it. I think that it's a really good fit for him. Um, no, I'm especially liking the way that this variation is turning out. Let's keep going here. Oh, I should probably also say, because we're at the top of the hour, hey, if you are new to what's going on here, hi, my name's Taylor. I'm one half of TGS Games. On Wednesdays, we do our normal stream where Corey and I make tabletop RPG games. And on Tuesdays, we do kind of a specialty stream. Corey does these really cool art streams where he kind of gives you a behind the scenes peek at what designing the world of EBA looks like. And I do this. Background Ballads is all about how you make tabletop music. So what we're doing tonight is we're doing a character project for a fan submitted character named Derringer Swordcane, and we're making a theme for him tonight. If you are interested in what we're doing, like, leave us a comment, give us a follow. It helps out the channel a ton. Shout out to Borderline Tree for subscribing tonight. Thank you so much. We're so glad to have you with us. And yeah, just thank you so much for everything. Like the tabletop community has been super kind to us ever since we really started like picking up speed with this channel and like doing it regularly. So yeah, we just want to thank you guys so much. And with that, I'm going to get back into it here. I want to point out a couple of things actually, as we're going more into this. So let me actually bring it down over here. He wrote himself into the game. It's like, you know how Da Vinci or Raphael or one of the Ninja Turtles was like talking about how like, oh, I can see the figure trapped in the marble, and my job is just to get him out. That Derringer Swordcane is that, but in music form. Oh yeah, everybody listen to El Dragoon. Join our Discord. We would love to get that more going. It's also where you can get the latest news on like new releases from us, when we're going to start doing like playtesting for Vault Peddlers, which is looking like it'll probably be like mid-December after we're back from PAX Unplugged at the beginning of December. El Dragoon's still so excited to see you when we go. But okay, yeah, sorry. What I wanted to talk about is we now have 2 melodies, and we have 2 basses, and we have about 20 different instruments. So you might think that, oh, well, that means that, we've only got 30 seconds of material here. No. The answer is you have a half hour of material right here. One of the biggest things that I try to impart from these streams is how much tabletop music repeats and what that means for doing a lot with a little. So the whole rest of this stream is actually just going to be me rearranging these blocks on this timeline to give us a full actual song. Now, the first thing that we're going to do here is we need to make sure that these blocks repeat. So we're going to highlight them. We're going to make sure that they are all glued and in place. And what that means now is that we can stretch these guys out like this, right? Now, if I wanted to, I could just stretch out each of these, make a 5-minute song, and we're done. No big deal. But we are going to be a little bit more precise with what we're doing here. So let's glue these as well. And so now we have a fully developed song that we can just copy and paste when we're ready. All right. So first things first, let's go ahead and let's get everything moved out a little bit. One of the things we need to do early on is provide ourselves with a little bit of space. The one note I will give is when you're moving stuff like this on your DAW, make sure that you don't like pull downward because you're going to create a whole new track when you do, and it's a pain in the ass. That's just a pro tip from me to you. Going back to our earlier discussion, though, I really liked the way that these started out. With doing just this combined. Oh, let me bring this up here. I think that works really well. Especially, I think that makes the ideal intro for this song. So we're going to have this thing start like this. And we're going to actually have both of these go for at least 2. What I think we're going to do after that is I like the idea of bringing in 2 strings and potentially even flute would be kind of cool. Okay, so let's see. You know what? Ugh. Okay, I made a mistake. Okay, cool. I like that. All right. Okay. This is also a tip that I'm actually learning now in real time. Ooh, that was fun. So sometimes if your MIDI file, if it's out of range, it'll only play the notes that are in that certain range. And that's why you're getting these weird little kind of like half played takes, which are actually kind of cool. I'm kind of digging that. I think I'm gonna use more of that. Okay. So these need to just keep going. Ba, 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 ba. I also think that here is where we're going to add in taiko drums because it seems like that's where most stuff is coming in. So let's actually look at that real quick because a lot of the times the beat is the thing that really makes this. Happy accidents. Lana! Oh, Noggin dude, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot to alert you. You can shame me. Well, yeah, fuck it. You can shame me now. It's okay. Like I understand. I was gonna say you can shame me later, but I'm not gonna run from it. I know what I did. Uh, okay, yeah. So I like that slower beat. We're actually just gonna go ahead and record some of these. Oh shit, these aren't in line. Okay, I was like, what the hell is that pause? It's because of this weird little gap right here. Okay, cool. Yeah. By the way, this right here, exactly the reason why I recommend you do that initial thing where you measure out like a certain number of measures and then you just glue all of your MIDI files to that size. That's going to prevent you from so many headaches in the future where you're trying to line stuff up and it's not quite lining up and you don't know why. Do all of that work up front. It makes this portion of making the song infinitely easier. Like infinitely easier. Okay, now that we are through my little lecture here. Ba, 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 ba. Ooh, and then like a nice high violin going over that. Ooh, I really like that idea. Okay, wait a minute. Give me my violins real quick. Oh, and not my taiko drums. Ba, 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 ba. like really high, way the hell up there. Okay, yeah. So okay, cool. So sometimes it makes sense to just add kind of a little, what's the word here? Kind of like a transitionary piece almost. And what this does for you is it provides you with the ability. There we go. Okay, cool. With the ability to create that kind of tension in a very short time span, right? All I've done here is just 2 notes. That's it. Let's actually zoom in here, trim that down, right? And actually, what I would recommend you do is line it up right with your other thing. Now, because this is a totally new track, I'm going to zoom in literally as far as this can go. Always go like all the way in, because a lot of the times, especially if you're just kind of doing it freehand like this, you'll get something that is like just out here. But the thing is, when you glue that thing, it stays that long. So repeated multiple times, it's going to completely fuck you over. Like, you have to make sure that it is all the way on that line. Anyways, now we're going to glue that. And I'm going to copy and paste it onto here. There we go. What the hell? Okay, that's not what I asked for at all. It's like you didn't listen to me remotely. Okay, cool. Now we're going to do something very cool here. We are going to play with our volume envelope to create a kind of dip in where the volume actually goes on these. And then we are going to steadily make that rise up to full volume. And it's going to have this very cool, like rising effect that I think is going to be really nice. Okay, cool. So that's good. The hell is that? I don't need that. Get out of here. Okay, cool. So there. So I'm going to bring this all the way down. Make another point here. Bring that up. All right, so here's what we've effectively made. Okay, cool. I like that a lot. Hell yeah, that's awesome. All right, so we are going to keep going on here. And I think what we're going to do, let's actually take this bass, this kind of chugging bass line that we had before, and let's actually bring this out to our next piece. And I think we're going to go back to the old melody line, but this is kind of what I was saying before about how if you are, worried about the number of things you can do with these, remember, there are an infinite number of combinations that you can present this stuff in, right? So the biggest thing really is about maintaining vibe. It's about maintaining kind of that sense of what are you wanting to get out of this. But as long as you've got that, um, you are you are completely set to go. Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's see how this goes here. Oh shit. Got to be careful with those. Ah, okay, I missed the hit. Okay, cool. Um, so let's go ahead and let's see what other cool combinations we can make here. Uh, like where this is going so far, we need to definitely keep this bass going on. It definitely feels hollow without it. Um, let's I think let's go ahead and bring one of them out for a measure or two. And actually, let's take this opportunity to bring back that variation. I want to do just like a duet for the next thing. Okay. And then I think after that, we're bringing everything out here. Okay. Okay. And I think actually what we're going to do here, I'm going to have everything except for the trumpets repeat. And let's actually have them go, I think, for. Yeah, we'll make it a nice even 4. But I think what I'm about to do is I'm going to have the trumpet solo for a minute. Ah, still have those drums on. Hang on one sec. Because I kind of, so just to walk you through sort of the narrative idea of this, I kind of like what I was saying before of the idea that his sort of military background or whatever is sort of at war with this kind of blade in the dark lifestyle that he has been dealing with. So I kind of like the idea of like the trumpet, like kind of representing that, sort of struggling against this overall character motif and sort of whittling away at it in the background. Also, it just gives us the added benefit of a little bit more variation. Unfortunately, it is going to be tough to get this stuff to cut across the rest of everything. So let's see what we can do here. Okay. I just realized I had the modulation wheel all the way down, so that's not going to work. So I think we actually don't even need to have a full take of this. Oh, you see that? Okay. Okay, cool. It's just not. All right. I was going to say that is exactly the reason right there, but it's actually not. Yeah, El Dragoon, I agree. That violin sounds really good. Okay. All right. Let's. You know what? No, actually, I kind of like the idea of doing the percussion last. Um, I think that the percussion's going to be a little bit unique for what I normally do. Normally, I handle percussion kind of the same way I handle everything else, right? You make like a little 8-bar track of it, and then you just sort of repeat and cut where necessary. I actually think I'm going to make this whole track, just kind of piecing stuff together. And then I think after that, I'm just gonna lay down a whole track worth of unique stuff because this is coming out just really cool. Let's see here. Drop the beat. The beat will be dropped. Rest assured. Um, okay, so let's. What has not had a solo? Which, I mean, it looks like obviously is most things. Um, I haven't seen any solos from these woodwinds, so let's give them their chance to shine. I'm gonna bring these guys out here. Ooh, you know what? Okay. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Huh. Thinking of having just like these orchestral hits that come in like doom 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 doom. Like I want to have something to that effect here. Do I worry that Derringer will somehow become a sentient NPC just like Moriarty in Star Trek? It sounds like he already has, right? Like my only solace is that Derringer is safely tucked away in a world of my creation, and that's really all that it is, right? Like there's no connection as of yet from Eba to this plane, but Derringer is absolutely sentient and walking around. Like that's 1,000% a problem that hopefully, you know, the human race will have to face long after I'm dead and gone. Yeah, Noggin dude, I forgot that you're late to the party. Yeah, we're making a theme song for Derringer Sword Cane right now. Um, so don't take it personally. I gave your nemesis a theme song before before I gave your character one. Um, okay, so back to the problem at hand. Let's see here. Yeah, so hits. So there's a couple of ways I could do this. Oh, but I'm an idiot. The fun way is the way I want to do this. Okay, cool. Um, man, this is gonna be bad. All right, everybody, hang on to your butts because this is gonna get very rough. Oh, was I not even recording? Oh, ridiculous. Okay, hang on. Okay. Yeah, and I guess I might as well do the taiko drums also. I don't want the arrow. I don't think I want the violin. Actually, you know what? I only want the deep instruments. So cello's good. I'm gonna get rid of the cloud drum, the piano. Basses and cello are good. Flute's a no. Piccolo's a no. Oboes, oh, well, maybe, I don't know. They might go low enough. bass tenor, trombone, and bass trombone. Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll try that again. Here we go. Oh, wait, what? Hang on. Oh, pshaw. Sorry, hang on. Okay. So I think I'm probably not going to keep this last bit here. That's not necessary. But for the rest of that, we'll go ahead and we can glue that. That's cool. Oh, man, whole bunch of stuff happened in the chat. Sorry, y'all. Ultimately, I understand what's important. Yeah, Batman being overshadowed by the popularity of your villains. Fair. When is your next playtest happening? Okay, looks like Noggin Dude already got that. Yeah, Els Dragoon, we realized too late, unfortunately, that like our schedule with PAX was way more crammed than I thought it would be. So yeah, we'll be doing it in mid-December is my guess. Also depends on who wants to playtest. Hey, while we have an active chat, I also just want to let people know, join our Discord, especially if you're interested in doing playtesting on stream, or off stream for that matter. But we have had such a time looking for like good playtesters. If you've seen our stream with like Corey and I, and you think like, hey, I think I'd be a good fit with that group, come on and let us know. Like, we would love to have you on, and like trying to like bully our friends into into going on stream for a playtest sucks. In exchange, we would love to playtest your games if you are also a designer. I just want to put that out there. McNancy, yeah, thank you. I think that the hits are going to be a good... it's another good little variation. And again, we're using existing theme stuff here to make that happen. That's the name of this game. Make a lot with a little. Okay. And then I think after that, what we're going to do is, let's see here. Yeah. So I think with that, oh, yeah, that's not going to work. Oh, you actually liked how it got more frequent. You liked the build up to it. Okay, cool. I actually think that even tacking on this, I think tacking on the existing baseline is actually still going to serve that function. Let me know if you think it doesn't sound as good, though, and we can talk about getting the right one on. So yeah, this is how that'll sound. And then do keep in mind the taiko drums will also be behind this as well. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so we are getting close to like 3.5 minutes on this. Always down to try a game, whether I like it or not. So says Corey. Yeah, if you're playing with Corey in a private game, you better be okay with trying new games. I was like peer pressured into it, but I also had no frame of reference. Like I didn't understand that people just played Dungeons and Dragons and then never really strayed from it. Because Corey was the first person I played with, and Corey gets so restless about game systems. It's like every 3 months, it's like, yeah, I'm checking out this new thing. Um, on the other hand, though, I mean, it's led me to a really fun little niche where I get to make tabletop music, which is not something I normally get to do. So, little miracles. Um, all right. Okay, so that's that. So we're actually just going to stretch all of this stuff. Oh, hang on. Yeah, so stretch these out, hit 4 minutes, and we're getting close, I think, to the end, actually. Um, let's see here. Okay. Oh, wait, did I do it? Oh, all right, interesting. Oh, wow, those actually work together super well. Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Okay. And then I think. Okay, I want to see how this ends. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to have it hit that. Okay. So because it is the finale of the song, actually, hang on. Need that gone. Okay. Because it's the finale of the song, we are going to have this one end a bit differently. And what I'm going to need to do here, let's actually just bring it out a whole thing. We have to re-glue this one because it's going to be a little bit different. Okay. Da, da, da. Yeah, so all of this needs to go. Okay, I think actually we just need to have a little bit more space even. We're going to need to re-glue. All of that needs to be gone. Delete. Let it ring. And then, yeah, right about there. And then what this is going to do, and this is another thing I've talked about a lot. We want to have something where it starts and ends roughly the same way. Remember that when you're introducing tabletop music, you can't control the length of the scene. It's not a movie, right? So the idea is that you need to make music that is designed to be played multiple times over. The best way to do that is by having music that ends a certain way, right? So imagine you're in session, the song ends, but the scene is still going. There's still lots left to be done. Luckily, you thought to start your music, right, the exact same way that it ends. So you can kind of time it out to make it so that it's a little bit more of a perfect loop. For me, I play with a lot of VTTs, and that usually means that, like, you're working with kind of an imperfect system. It's not going to play back as fluidly as what you have here on Reaper. So I tend to usually lean into it and give, like, you know, maybe a couple of seconds of dead air at the end of the track. And that way it just kind of sounds like a natural pause, like if somebody was just pausing while playing a piano. But again, these are preferential things, not super difficult to do. All right, so let's do percussion. I've been really excited for this. So we're just going to do a couple of rounds of the entire song. We'll see what we get out of it. Hopefully it's good. Okay, cool. Here we go. Oh, wait. Do I have anything else armed? No. Okay, I'm good. All right, cool. Here we go. I really like the idea of like a homemade percussion type of thing. We should actually consider that. Hang on one sec. I butchered this initial take, so we're actually just going to start again. Slapping his ballet. Hell yeah. Okay, not a perfect take, but I've got the basic idea of what I want to do. I just got to do it a little bit better. This is a fucking performance, y'all. All right. All right, round we go again. Round 2. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, that's fine. We can fix that in post. All right, here comes the rolling beat. Not perfect, but I can live with it. Ah, shit. Roll that beautiful beat footage. Okay, there we go. All right, that was better. I'm cool with that. Jesus Christ. Control Alt T, I think. Control Shift T. Ooh, nope. Okay, I was gonna just do it. Crop to active take. Alt Shift T is what I was looking for. Okay, so Alt Shift T. Cool. Jesus. Yeah, no, I work out. I'm not tired at all. Um Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why it's separated into bits like this. Huh. Okay. Um Weird. Okay, cool. All right, so let's. I know I missed those first set of beats. Where are they? Da, 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 da. Is it here, I think? There he is. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's good. Tell you what, if this is already sectioned off, don't see any reason why I shouldn't just copy and paste that. Ooh. Why would that even exist? Ooh, I really like that. I'm gonna steal that and say that I thought of that. Let's get that metronome off. Yeah, rapping on your door with his cane. I'm tempted to be like, thing about Sword Cane, actually just a boxer. Doesn't use either a derringer or a sword cane. Neither of the two. But he has a cane. No sword, though. Okay. So we are kind of at the tail end of this right now. I'm going to show just kind of a very quick mixing process. This, I'll be honest with you all, is not my forte. I'm pretty good at composition. I'm pretty good at like creating things, putting things into place, figuring out like what needs to go where. But finding like right EQs and compression bands and you know, finding like the right level of reverb and all that, you should go literally anywhere else for that stuff. Um, yeah, Nancy nailed it on the head, right? And this is actually why you probably wouldn't want to even make a theme song for a character until it's been established that the party, either likes them a lot or, respects them a lot, or until the party has really figured out that they are like crucial to the story, right? Like if Sword Cane is the guy who's giving you the quest, then yeah, totally introduce like that nice theme that we were talking about that I'll probably make in a future background ballads. Then that's totally fine. But otherwise, you would probably exactly right. You don't want him to die immediately after you've spent all of this work on them. So definitely something to keep in mind, right? Timing is important behind the screen just as much as it is in front of it. Okay, cool. So, as you can see, we've got our stuff, color coded. This is A, to make it easier to find, and also B, to make it a little bit easier to determine where stuff needs to go. So let's go ahead and we'll start here. Taiko drums, because this is just a doubled track, we can pan these a little bit. I usually like to put them at about 35, going both ways. I didn't use untuned percussion here, although probably this could benefit. You know what? There's actually some parts where this could probably benefit from like a cymbal or something. Hang on. Thinking gong? I'm thinking gong. See you later, Els Dragoon. Nice having you with us. Okay. So actually, we are just going to run through this really quick. That in the taiko drums. Okay, not important right now. Oh, I see. Okay, need to remove that then. Don't worry about my dogs. I'm good on this. I don't need any more. Okay. I did mess up something here. It was early on. Was it here, I think? Oh, I need to fix these. Hang on one sec. Yeah. Oh, there they are. No. Oh, I bet it's on the other. Okay. What did I just do? What did I just do? Oh God, oh God, oh God. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Jesus Christ. Something's not hitting. There it is. Delete. Perfect. Okay, cool. And then there was also a gong hit that I did wrong. I want to see Blink-182 cover this song. Do you think if I send this to Tom DeLonge and I tell him it was written by aliens, he'll go for it? Somebody tag Tom DeLonge. Okay, so that works. Yeah, and I'm not going to even go for these hits. I actually kind of like these the way they are. So, anyways. So I'm going to keep this going in just a minute. I just want to walk people through what I'm doing here. So I mentioned before, all of these groups are color coded. We have our strings in green, our woodwinds in blue, our trumpets in orange, and they're all at different registers. So like, for example, in the strings, you have like the arrow and the violin up at the top registers, and you have the symphony basses at the lower registers. The idea is that you want to have kind of a general balance between all of them. So what I like to do is I like to try and find a nice balance between like taking the higher register instruments, like in this case the violin and the arrow, and bringing those further out, making it so that those are more pronounced in the left and right speaker, and then bringing your lower instruments a little bit closer in when you're panning. And that way making it so that you have this kind of center of sound that all of the high stuff is sort of emanating out of. It is important that you have a nice balance between left and right. So for example, with this one, what I'll probably do is have like the bass and the cello. Like one will be over at like 21L. The other is going to be at like, 21, 23R. It is important that I think it's important. Somebody correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you want to have each instrument at an individual number. I want to say it has something to do with like frequency balancing between these instruments. Okay, cool. That's pretty much it. Thanks. Okay. And we're just going to throw a limiter on here. That's going to give us a nice, more or less level volume. Oh. Hang on. That should not be there. I think I was just making sure I had the right keys for stuff. Okay. Okay. So we're noticing some peaking here, which we obviously don't want. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a compressor. Let's go ahead and set it to... What the fuck are you doing? I don't even have you playing here. Okay, you know what? No auto makeup then. You're gonna be like that. That is actually... needs to go up. Explore that military theme. Didn't love that. I'll do it one more time here. Nice and steady. Okay, cool. I think this is it. Okay, perfect. I think this is done, y'all. I wanna listen to this bit one more time with the little tippity taps, but I think that's it. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, cool. I have nothing else to say about this. One note I would make is I probably should have saved this a long time ago. And for once, I don't even have to think about what to name this. This is Derringer Sword Cane, 1000%. I am going to go ahead and just render this now because I have been terrible at uploading these. For those of you who are not familiar with the stream, who haven't seen it before, hi, my name's Taylor. I'm one half of TGS Games. We normally stream on Wednesdays, but on Tuesdays, Corey and I switch off doing specialty streams. He does art, I do music. Today we've done another episode of Background Ballads. And that is, where are you? There you go. Hey, stop. So Background Ballads is all about making tabletop related music. It is something that I do not only to teach interested GMs how to make their own for your own game, which I highly recommend that you do. But we also produce this music as a means of giving you something that you can use at your own table. So if you are interested in working with Derringer Sword Cane as... Ooh, that file is not looking healthy. Okay, hang on one second. Let's actually just bring this up here. Overwrite. If you are interested in using Derringer Sword Cane as your own in your own game, we make these things available. And I do have to apologize. We have done a terrible job of making these, getting these out to everyone. You have my infinite apologies for that, but there is a flood a-coming. I've alerted Corey to that we need art to put on to RPG, and he is on that presently. So that being said, rest assured, this will be put out sometime in the next few weeks, and you will have your chance to play Derringer Sword Cane at your own time. Until then, folks, we are all done here. I just want to thank everybody again for sticking around and giving suggestions, keeping me company. It makes this whole stream so much better every single time. Cannot say how thankful we are to the community, to the tabletop community for basically just, like hanging out with us. Because lots of people play games, very few people that we've seen on Twitch. So it's really, really cool to get their response. Either way, thank you so much for your time. I think that this is where we're going to call it for the evening, but I hope you all have a very good night. Don't forget to check us out tomorrow. We'll be streaming 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this same channel. And yeah, drop us a line on Discord. Give us a follow on Twitch. Let us know if you want to play test. All these things help our channel out so much. We cannot stress enough how much we appreciate it. But thank you so much, and I hope you guys all have a great week. Bye.